Now, the White Sox, as you and I mentioned up front, we are both still of the mind that they're in accumulation mode. They're grabbing players. They are not I don't even think they're a surprise contending team. I don't think they're of that level yet. So when you have a team like this, your biggest utility is the 6,000 plate appearances you can hand out and 1,400 plus innings that you can give to the pitchers. A lot of guys could fit this mold, Jordan, but I'm asking you to pick one hitter and one pitcher that you definitively want to see get a lot of opportunity so that we as Sox fans and them as the organization can kind of make a decision to figure out what the player is.
Yeah, I tried to choose ones that I think may not typically get as many opportunities. For example, I think Montgomery's probably the best answer, but he's going to get those appearances anyway. So it's not like they have to do anything else. Like, I need to figure out what Colson Montgomery is, but yeah, no shit. But he's going to be the starting.
But you're gonna.
I went with Quero and then Grant Taylor. I have long advocated for the White Sox to potentially trade Edgar Quero. I think Kyle Teal is awesome. Like, I am perhaps stupidly convinced that he is the 140 game catcher of the future, and I would not want him out of the lineup.
Okay.
If that's the case and it ends up being true, I still think Edgar Quero's a major league caliber starting catcher. There are a lot of teams who need that. With ABS kind of coming in and moving framing by the wayside a little bit.
Help him.
Right. You don't need you need a guy that can mash behind the plate right now. Like, that's it. Mash and throw out base runners. That is it. Part of that is advantage Quero. Part of that is advantage Teal. I think the bats are going to be disparate enough to where I'm like, get Quero enough at bats, convince another team to potentially trade him for him, and get outfield help, get pitching help. Like, don't trade him for a prospect. Like, get a similar player that's an outfielder instead, or is a starting pitcher instead. Like, trade for that type.
Similar age, pedigree, kind of, and make that maneuver. Yeah.
Right. If Edgar Quero could play left field, I wouldn't advocate for trading him. But it's more so, but we don't have a left fielder. So why do you have two players who are starting caliber behind home plate in a league that you really only need one? Like, you can get away with Corey Lee for 30 starts if something happens like that. You can get away with it. For Grant Taylor, I think, is he a starting pitcher or not? Like, figure that out. Get him 100 innings so that you can convince another team. It's the same idea as Quero. That you can convince another team to trade for him if you needed to. If he's a starting pitcher, don't trade him. But the things they've said about, like, comparing him to Tyler Glass now,
they don't believe it. They don't believe it. I mean, like, I wrote an article last trade deadline that they should trade him because they do not believe he's a starter. Someone else might believe it, you know?
Right. And I think that the most telling thing for me was when Bannister mentioned Tyler Glasnow as a comp for his arm slot and things like that. Tyler Glasnow, the thing you know most about him is he's really good when he's healthy. Like, I think Bannister told us the answer a year and a half ago whenever he said it. So if you believe that, get him 100 innings as a multi-inning reliever, spot starter, whatever, and get another team to believe in him as a starting pitcher and get rid of him. Because you've already made your decision. Whether or not it's the right decision, it is a moot point. You've made your decision as an organization what he is. Convince another team that he could be a starter for them and get that value. Like, this team is not a closer or a multi-inning reliever away from contending either. So you need to take your pieces that are maybe a little bit more of a luxury, I guess to say, the Queros and the Taylors. These guys are luxuries that you'd love to have with a complete roster, and they're just not there yet.